What do you do when life hurts? What do you do when your life is hard? What do you do when things become difficult? How do you move past your painful experiences? How do you move past brokenness? How do you become strong again after brokenness? Welcome to the Wisdom Inspired Talks podcast. I am Yomi Akinpelu, your wisdom coach, speaker, teacher, and author of Blow the Cap Off Your Capability and other books. Today, I'm speaking about pain. So let's dive right in. Don't just go through pain, grow through pain. Let your pain be your passion. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Rick Warren, author of the best-selling The Purpose-Driven Life, said, "Your most effective ministry will come from your deepest hurts. Your mess becomes your message. Your misery becomes your ministry." God can use your pain to develop your character, empathy, and humility. Billy Graham said, "Out of pain and problems have come the sweetest songs and the most gripping stories." You see, sometimes it is during suffering that we learn to pray our most authentic, heartfelt, honest to God prayers. When we're in pain, we don't have time or energy for superficial prayers. God is like a jeweler, and we are like jewels, shaped, chiseled, and polished by the hammer of adversity. Someone said that if the hammer does not do the job, God will use a sledgehammer. If we're really stubborn, He will use a jackhammer. He will use whatever it takes. But be assured that everything that happens to a child of God is Father filtered, and He intends it for our good, hard as it may seem. Every pain is a character building opportunity, I tell you. The more painful it is, the greater the potential to build spiritual muscle and moral fiber. The road to success, happiness, and fulfillment is the road less traveled because it is the hardest route to take. Only those who understand the consequence of the alternative route take this route. It can be treacherous, tedious, and downright terrifying. Those on this path, however, are happier than their contemporaries on easy streets. I have suffered some pain in my life, but I can truly say my greatest pain resulted into a glorious life transformation. It turned me into a person of timber and caliber, as they will say in my village. It tested my mettle. I passed and emerged stronger and victorious. God used my pain of a broken heart to birth a person of substance and power. That period of pain strengthened and fortified me as I dug deep roots into my relationship with God. I had no one to turn to at that time, and some friends unknowingly said things that made the pain worse. Some friends, in an attempt to help, didn't even know that they were twisting the dagger, which caused me gut-wrenching pain. So I figured this was a path I had to walk alone. I did get some real encouragement from a couple of people, but needless to say, that experience was a game changer for me. I honestly cannot think of a single experience in my life that seriously affected the trajectory of my life like that single heart-breaking incident. What happened almost 3 decades ago turned me into a champion. I chose to be better, not bitter. That experience changed me so radically. I became a person who went from timid to confident, average self-esteem to high self-esteem, and docile to assertive. The experience turned me to a person of prayer because I did a lot of prayer during that season of pain. I discovered that the presence of God was my source of peace and joy, and I have never stopped praying since then. My strength was from God and enjoying His presence. And my life verse became Psalm 16, 5-11. In God's presence is fullness of joy, and at His right hand there are pleasures forevermore. So, there is no such thing as a pain-free life. A pain-free life simply does not exist. Starting a business is hard. Getting a good education is hard. Achieving goals is hard. Being a parent, a good one, takes endurance and patience. All this can cause you pain. But it is the life difficulties that allow us to grow. It is the pain that helps us to grow and move on. Someone said, expecting the world to treat you fairly just because you're a good person is a little like expecting the bull not to charge at you because you're a vegetarian. Life difficulties do not allow us to stay the same. They move us. The question is, which direction will you be moved? Forward or backwards? Better or bitter? Painful experiences teach you to let your discomfort be a catalyst for your development. Growth is the best possible outcome for any painful experience. Facing difficulties is inevitable. However, learning from them is optional. No struggle, no progress. No pain, no gain. You know the saying. Difficulties always present opportunities to learn and grow. The secret to endurance is to remember that your pain is temporary. It's not going to last forever. It's going to come to an end. Profit is the reward for labor. Poverty is the reward for trying to avoid pain. The Latin word for passion means pain. In our fight for change, we must realize that a certain degree of pain is involved. It takes pain for a butterfly to emerge from the pupa. If we want to change our lives, we must fight for it. Pain is a powerful agent of change. Physical and emotional pain have a way of changing our brains. It's why getting burnt changes how we think about fire. It's how a difficult diagnosis changes a lifestyle, often creating passionate advocates in the fight for a cure and cause. When we experience physical pain, our thinking changes. Really painful experiences often lead to powerful passion. When you see a butterfly trying to emerge from the pupae, you mustn't try to help it out because the process and the pain that it endures in pushing through the outer covering is part of what is needed for its wings to spread out, become strong, and for it to survive in the real world. The trial and crucifixion of Jesus are called the Passion. They were followed by the resurrection. Painful experiences often lead to powerful passion and change. Jesus' death and resurrection have the ultimate power to change our thinking and consequently change our behavior. When we embrace what Jesus accomplished for us through His death and pain, our lives are transformed forever. Failure can cause you pain, but don't you worry about it. Failure is simply growth in wolf clothing. Let the pain of failure lead you, yes, compel you and force you to grow. Let it push you to be better and not bitter. A lot of pain is experienced in childbirth, for example, but at the end of it, there is the ecstatic joy of a new life. Some exercise can cause you pain, but physical fitness and a well-trained body happens at the other side of the pain. Jim Rohn said, "We must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret." The difference is, discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. You might be going through pain today. Please don't let it get you down, because new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. A new beginning is on the way for you. Your condition is not your conclusion. And that is all for today. Until next time, keep on growing in wisdom and maturity. Blow the cap off your capability. Be unstoppable. Be awesome. I'm cheering you on.